It's time for Ghost and Crendor!
Ghost and Crendor in the morning.
In the morning! Broadcasting live! In 4 hour recording studio audience. Recording! Wake your ass up! It's the Crendor in the morning! Hello everybody, welcome back to Cox and Crendor in the morning.
Hey!
Oh!
Hey!
Oh!
What song's that from?
I don't know. A 90s song, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Hip hop hooray! That's yeah, and they do that thing with their hands.
Yeah.
That now makes you look like an idiot.
Exactly.
That reflecting upon it makes you look foolish.
Very metaphorical of the 90s.
Yes, the 90s. When you look back, kind of foolish. Oh my goodness. I'm back from DragonCon.
Yeah.
Oh, Crendor, it was the craziest thing I've ever experienced.
I heard you saw some intense panels.
You need to come to DragonCon next year.
All right.
I cannot recommend a convention more in my life.
All right.
First off, it's like 5 conventions in one. There is 4 separate hotels. All of the hotels are packed with people. And then there's the vendor area, which is in a different place entirely. It's like 2 blocks down.
Oh.
So it's all these hotels, all these different people, all these different communities, all these different genres of convention in one area. And it's awesome because you don't have to go and deal with stuff you don't want to.
Yeah.
And it's not all gaming, so it's not like you're just inundated with gaming. It's, you know what? Right now I'm going to go look at the Doctor Who area, but next I'm going to go to the place that has to do with, I don't know, monster movies, right?
Yeah.
It's crazy. So because Dodger and I didn't want to have really any interaction with human beings, we decided to go to the paranormal panels.
Of course.
And they were basically live episodes of Coast to Coast. Oh, so good. It was so good. They were in the bottom, like in this basement of one of the hotels. Every panel was packed, and every panel was crazy. Just crazy. The first thing we wanted to do, which we tweeted at you, was a panel popped up on our thing that said, "Ghosts, how do they do what they do?"
Yeah, I saw that.
We were like, what does it even mean? So we went to the panel, but the panel was filled. So rather than leave, we just waited for someone to leave so we could get in.
Yeah.
So we missed the first half of the panel. So I don't really know everything about how ghosts do what they do. But what I do know is that the 2 theories we saw before he opened it up to questions was, 1, ghosts are energy clusters. And when something traumatic happens, the residual energy replays that moment over and over and over again. And so when enough horrible things happen in an area, the memories of that reality come flooding back, right? And so other people can experience. That was one theory. The next theory was that it's like a rip in time, and so the stuff you see is something that happened in the past, right?
Yeah.
But if that's true, then the stuff you see could also see you, right? And so that's what he's saying, like shadow people, right? And he gave an example of how he was on this ghost hunt, and he saw this shadow person that looked at him and then like walked through a wall, and he was like, "What?" And so he was saying, like, in the past, that wall wasn't there. So maybe this was something from the past, and it walked down the hallway that existed before the wall was put there.
Oh, shit.
Right? And so it was pretty interesting. We were sitting there like, yes, interesting. Having a good time. And then the crowd got to talk. Oh, my God. The crowd was amazing. They would tell you stories. Everyone had a story about how they saw a ghost, or how a ghost influenced their life, or how, a relative saw a ghost and it
like
changed
the
it
open
forever.
call lines.
Oh, exactly. It was so good. We sat there and just were mesmerized by all the stories. And then one guy stood up and was like, "I want to propose a theory. You mentioned rips in time. What if you combine several of your thoughts and you say there's a moment in time where you are traumatized and that leaves the residualness of that moment as a ghost? What if you seeing yourself in the time rip in the past is also you in the past seeing yourself in the future, causing the emotionally traumatic memory, which you then block out and only relive in the future when you see your past again?" And
Holy
everyone in the
shit.
crowd was like, holy shit. And like, everyone was just like, whoa. It was so cool. We had a great time. But finally, at the very end, the guy stood up. It was the last question. He gave a speech about how he used to live on a plantation and he used to see ghosts of slaves. And one day, a slave woman like folded his clothes and stuff. Like this whole thing. It was very interesting. It was very interesting. He sits back down, but then right as he's about to sit back down, he stands up as the guy's about to be like, all right, well, we're done here. And he stands up and goes, oh, another thing. My aunt had a stalker who found her and cut off her head and ate her heart and then sits back down.
What?
And then the panel ends. Nobody says anything. And Dodger and I look at each other like, what just happened? That man just admitted that his aunt had her head cut off and her heart eaten. What? That'd be like if Coast to Coast AM ended with George being like, one final call. And the guy's like, hey, George, yeah, my aunt got her head cut off and her heart eaten. And George is like, all right, that's the end of the show. Click. Like, what? We need answers.
That's
Like, why wasn't that your lead-off story?
yeah. Did he? Maybe
That's
he
far
wanted to
more
do that.
interesting. I was like, what are you talking about? And then the guy just vanished into the crowd as everyone left. He was gone. I would have stopped him and been like, bro, what?
Like, did a ghost do it? Did like
there was no explanation.
it could have been the Watcher.
It could have been the Watcher. No one knows. We did get a few emails about the Watcher, but I haven't read them yet.
I'm very happy in the $30 I spent for that Coast to Coast AM because I never miss open calls now. Last Friday's open calls were great. One lady saw an army of gnomes marching down the street.
Yep.
Ghost gnomes, not just
Yep.
normal gnomes.
Yep.
And another guy predicted that a meteor is going to hit the Earth on September 22nd, and that every ancient text predicts it. And he was like, what do you think about it, Dave? Because Dave was the guy here. And he's like, well, there's been a lot of things like the Mayan calendar and all these other false predictions, so I don't believe it. And he's like, most people don't believe me. I tell you what, Coast to Coast viewers, prepare yourselves. Get into your bunkers. Get into your things because it is coming. Noah and the flood is happening again. And he was like,
I always say that.
yeah. He just like cut him off and he's like, well, I mean, even if a meteor did hit, we'd probably go into like a nuclear winter and we'd all die anyway. So really, you don't have to do anything. And I was just like, oh.
Oh, yeah. Uh-huh.
I mean, great. It's a great program. Gotta listen to that.
Wonderful program.
Yeah.
I would highly recommend it. 90% of the time it's kind of jank, but the Friday is maybe the best show to listen to.
Yeah.
Because that's when people really call in. They're like, George, I saw an alien have sexual relations with my dog. And I'm worried if I should take my dog to have an abortion, it goes against my religion.
Oh
You're
my
like,
God.
what are you
That
talking
was like
about?
the one you texted me about. That,
Did you finally hear it?
yeah. I heard it. She was crazy. She's like, well, she like sounded really normal at first. You're like, oh, it's just some normal lady. And she's like, well, you know, when you typically get abducted, it's just they look like wasps. You know, they're kind of like a military of wasps. And, you know, they drilled into my skull up in heaven. And I was like, what? It was so crazy.
Here's the thing. You need to find the really, really old episodes from like 2000 back when the host was Art Bell. Because
Yeah.
George Norrie is far too forgiving. He's
Yeah.
like, yes, so what was that like? Interesting. Okay. Art Bell would have been like, all right, crazy lady, here's the deal. You need some help.
Yeah. I was seeing the Art Bell ones. I think he does like come on every like once in a while, but he doesn't like.
He
host.
used to way back in the
Yeah.
day. And then they have like, now one of the weekend hosts is, I don't know his name. His name might also be George. And he has that really, really deep voice.
Oh yeah, deep voice guy.
And
He's just like,
he is legitimately as bad as the callers. He's like, I've always believed that America was the fourth level of hell, and that the government is secretly trying to brainwash us all into becoming mutants. And it's like, what are you talking about? You're the host. You're not supposed to be the crazy one. He's like, he'll be like, I've always said Obama is initiating some kind of campaign to round us all up and force us all into FEMA camps. And it's like, what are you talking about?
They call up there, it's like, I can't agree with you more. Now,
Let me tell you, I was looking on the internet and I saw a photo of a FEMA camp. And he's like, I knew it. I told you before. And it's like, what are you talking about?
oh my God. When I was trying to listen to the one you told me to get to, I was listening like all the hours before it. This one guy's like, now, I keep a gun by my bedside. And the one night, I got abducted by aliens through the window. Now, they took me right through the window, and I was in their metal ship. I couldn't move. I was paralyzed. But here's the creepy thing. I thought it was a dream. However, I reached my hand to my side table and grabbed my gun and fired 2 shots into the alien, and he went down and left. Now, I thought it was a dream, but when I awoke, I looked at my gun, and 2 of the bullets were missing. And I was like, what?
I imagine he actually just shot someone. There she was, my beautiful dog, dead. The aliens killed her by taking the bullets out of his body and placing it in my dog.
Now explain that to me, atheists.
My favorite ones are the ones where it's like, George, I was abducted by aliens who we all know are sent from the devil. And they took me up into the sky, and they tried to convince me they were there for good. And I said, Jesus, away with you. And the aliens vanished before my eyes. And I'm like, I don't.
And he's just like, now do you think these aliens are demons in disguise that have been created spaceships down in hell and flown them out to the earth? And she's like, that is what I was thinking.
Why would aliens come to help us, George? They're trying to harvest our brains.
That's how they feed Satan.
So anyway, speaking of Satan, then another panel we went to was called Eerie America.
Mm-hmm.
I've never seen a panel go badly before, but this was one of them. So Eerie America is a show that this guy, I believe his name was Corvus Nocturnum, was trying to get like on TV, and so he's pitching it to the crowd, the audience there, and he's like, I want to know what you think. And he gave us these sheets to write down our thoughts on.
Yeah.
Thankfully, he did not give it to me or Dodger.
Yeah.
Because there was nothing we wanted to say positive.
Ah.
Basically, it was a show that was a travel show about going to weird places and seeing weird things. Except they showed nothing in the travel show. They were like, we're going to go to New Orleans, which is famous for having weird, creepy stuff. The first thing they did was meet this guy who thought he was a vampire. And then the guy took him to a bar, and they just went into a bar and sat there. And they asked him, like, what's New Orleans about? And he's like, well, it's about creepy aesthetic. And then it was just them talking. They didn't even show the creepy aesthetic. One girl goes to a tarot card reader, and the tarot card reader does, like, you look like someone who's alone. And she's just this, like, really sad-looking goth girl. And the tarot card reader's like, you look like someone who's alone. And she's like, I am. And she's like, are you looking for love? And she's like, oh my God, I am. And she's like, one day you'll find it. And she's like, I will. And it was amazing. They went to, like, just random crap, but they didn't actually go do anything, right?
Yeah.
So when the video was over, this Corvus guy asked the crowd their opinions. The first guy who raises his hand is like, that was awful. Let me tell you something. That tarot card reader, not even a real tarot card reader. Also, can you please maybe try to make it make sense? Because that was 35 minutes of nothing. And he goes off on them. And he's like, this was horrible. And the Corvus Nocturnum guy's like, well, it was just clips from all the shows we did. It wasn't actually a real show. And the guy's like, why the hell wouldn't you show us a real show? We came here to give you our opinion on a real show. You showed us clips from other shows that made no sense together. And the Corvus guy stands up, walks to the back of the room, and starts shuffling papers. Meanwhile, his co-host is like, all right, any other questions? And then people just start standing up to leave. And we were like, is it over? And everyone just sort of stood up, and the Corvus guy just was in the back shuffling papers and didn't turn around to look at anyone. didn't do a thing, and then everyone just left the room. We were like, what happened?
It's so weird.
What just happened here? Like, I think he took it really badly.
Yeah. He probably like took out his frustration by shuffling those papers.
I feel like he took it really badly. I was like, oh, okay, well, that is definitely a thing that happened.
The more panels I see, the more I realize that our panels are actually really awesome.
Yes, when people are like, your panel was the best I saw, I'm like, now I believe that. Before, I never believed that. Now I get it. Most panels are awful.
They really are. People try way too hard.
So other panels that were at the paranormal panel area, by the way, there was also a lot of other things. So examples of the different panels that you like, panel types you can go to.
Yeah.
I'll scroll through this really quick because it's kind of cool. So there was alternate history, which is like the great airship races and mad science for minors.
Oh,
which
I
is
thought
just
it was gonna be like the Native Americans. Are they aliens?
no. That's what I thought it was too, but it's all steampunk stuff.
Oh, I see.
And I don't know why they wouldn't just classify it as steampunk,
Yeah.
but apparently it's all steampunk. So it's like, oh, okay, well, great.
Oh.
Then there's American sci-fi and fantasy, which is pretty obvious. American sci-fi classics, which is pretty obvious. Animation toon, anime manga, yep.
Of course.
Apocalypse Rising, which is all the war is coming, the 100 cast Q&A, zombie makeup, and you, like that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Armory programming, which is threats of the streets. Deputy Sheriff Slimmick shares the concept of when to escalate your level of force.
Let me tell you about the streets, kids.
It's great. But then it's also medieval myth busting and spears. There's literally a panel called Spears.
Now this spear right here, this is a 1495 spear straight out of the medieval war.
There's armory display rooms. There's the gun wall, a tour. There's art programming, which is different art things that you can do. Autograph sessions. Brit Track, which is all the British shows. It's like Doctor Who and Sherlock.
Yeah.
Comics and pop art. Costuming. Electronic Frontiers Forum. So I don't know what the hell this is. Legal issues with Kickstarter and crowdfunding. Oh, it's that kind of stuff. All
Yeah.
right. Fantasy literature. Filk. I love how the first thing is, what is Filk? Good question. I don't know what it is. And I don't know that I want to know what it is.
I don't either.
Then there's Film Festival, Film Tracks. That's all the different things. There's Horror. Kaleidoscope, which is Heroes and Villains. Cartoon Network's new... Oh, I guess this is all over the place. It's all sort of like the voice of a Disney legend, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Live performances. And then Paranormal. I want to read some of these to you because they're amazing.
Yes.
One is Ghost Hunting Tech, which would be awesome to go to.
Mm-hmm.
One is Dark Mission, The Secret History of NASA.
Oh, God.
One was called Investigating the Mothman.
Mothman.
One was Exorcisms, The Case of Emily Rose.
Oh, yeah.
Right? You know this would be great. The Bell Witch Hauntings. The Grid, Exploring the Hidden Infrastructure of Reality.
Oh, shit. I'd go to that one.
Right? Ancient Aliens and Secret Societies.
Oh.
The Hunt for Bigfoot.
Oh.
Paranormal Illusions, The Haunted Circus. Psychic Trials. Like some guy would be like, yeah, I'm going to test and see if you guys are psychic.
Oh, shit.
Ancient Aliens, The Extraterrestrial Question. Real life celebrity ghost stories.
Whoa.
They have the ghost hunters from TV's ghost
Wait, for the
hunters.
celebrity things, do they bring actual celebrities there to tell their ghost stories?
Yep. Then there's Paranormal Illusions again. Oh my goodness. I guess that's every day.
Oh, man.
And then Haunted Georgia. Then there's the podcasting panel, which we were on. Here's the best part. So the podcasting track, keep in mind, the panel that they gave us, the room fit 100 people, barely.
Oh, God.
Here's the other things that were there that they put us with that I feel like we were woefully underestimated.
Yeah.
Podcasting, Friday. Podcasting and Media Kickoff. We examine the current state of podcasting. Then there's one called FSL tonight. Fantasy Sci-Fi Sports. Coruscant versus the Cylon Raiders.
Oh, well, that's gonna beat you out. No doubt.
Clearly. Dad's Garage Radio live.
Dad's garage radio. I just picture like a dad in the garage, like, I want to make a podcast. No, and I hate the government.
There's the Jury Moore and Friends podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Don't know who that is.
I don't either.
The Inquiring Minds podcast.
Right.
We're giving these people shout outs. Shout out to all these people.
Inquiring minds.
The Sex Geeks Live podcast.
Oh, man.
Disaster Piece Theater podcast. The Obsessed with Joe Scrimshaw podcast.
How obsessed are they?
Obsessed, I guess. So, like, just podcasts.
Yeah.
But I feel like they underestimated where we fit into that world. And so it was very funny. And that's sort of like it. Like, those are all the different things you can do. And it was crazy.
I want to go to this now.
I'm telling you, you would love it. You would love it. We should do a Cox and Crendor podcast.
Yeah. Oh, man.
If they're going to let any Joe Schmo do a podcast, we can fit 100 people in a room.
We need to call it like Cox and Crendor, are aliens real?
Yes. Yes, and just be like, we've done no research. But we've strong. Oh my God. During the ghost panel, the guy, when he goes, all right, time for questions. But before you ask me questions, I want you to know there are no answers.
What?
I want to do that from now on. I will take your questions, but I want you to know we have no answers. So every time they said something, they'd be like, well, here's my theory. Do you think that ghosts are really just manifestations of our own frustrations within this reality? And he'd be like, good question. That's it. And then he'd be like, next question.
I think that's a great theory, but really there's no answer.
I just don't. I can't give you an answer. So next question.
Oh,
yes,
man.
I want to see if we can get on the paranormal track.
Yeah, no doubt.
So we're going to do a panel about aliens. Are they real?
Mm-hmm.
We have no information either way, but we believe that they must be real because they contacted me in my sleep and said so.
I've had a few dreams with aliens contacting me, in fact.
Oh my God, we need to have people make illustrations. This is an artist illustration of us being abducted by aliens if it were to happen.
I described it to them and they drew it.
It is literally just Dan's artwork of, of like us like beating up an alien. This is our first encounter with an alien.
It's on a metal slab in their spaceship, and they didn't have mouths. They had, I don't know how they ate.
They ate through their fingertips.
Mm-hmm.
So when they were examining my body, I felt like they were licking me all over.
Yeah,
and then it's just like a hot alien chick with like sexy fingers rubbing on me. It's just like weird, dirty pictures. This is when they were examining my groin area.
I enjoyed it more than I should have.
I feel like I impregnated several of them. We were on that ship for many hours. And I was just one. It was the next one after the next one. And I couldn't stop myself.
Brilliant. That's our panel.
That's our panel. It's going to be a great panel.
I'm excited for that panel now.
Oh, man. I feel bad like calling out panels, but some of them are so silly. I'm just like, I wish I could go to every single one.
Yeah.
I wish I could go to every single panel because I want to know, because that one guy's panel was literally how do ghosts do what they do, and that's the silliest sounding thing I've ever heard in my life.
I know.
The panel was so good, I want more of that.
Yeah.
I loved that panel. Legitimately, not jokingly, loved that panel.
Yeah.
It was hilarious. That guy was great. He was really engaging. He was all over the place. He was until he got to the Q&A when it became like just the craziest thing I've ever experienced. But when he was giving his presentation, it was really interesting. I was watching like one of those shows on the History Channel or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm
Those are
down.
the
I want
best
that. I
panels.
want that.
Yeah.
I want you and I to go give a presentation. We can call ourselves the USA Ghost Hunter Society
Yeah.
and just ghost hunt.
United
We don't have to
Ghost
prove that we
Hunters.
ghost hunted.
Yeah.
We can just make EVPs. We can make them ourselves. Hold on. I'm going to be the static and you be the ghost in the background. All right? See?
Yeah.
That's our EVP. That's
a ghost right there.
Yeah, that's definitely a ghost. I want to know in if you can write in the comments either on SoundCloud or maybe on YouTube or on iTunes. Tell us what you think he said.
Yeah. What did I say?
Because I guarantee they'll all be different. Until someone's like, no, it definitely says, I am the ghost of your sister. And then everyone's like, oh shit, I hear it.
Oh, yeah, I hear. If you really listen, you gotta really listen.
Hold on, guys, hold on. Let's hear that again.
All right.
Yeah, no, I definitely hear like Obama president.
Obama Satan.
Oh, I hear that. I hear it now.
Yeah.
Oh
you
shit.
You said to tune your dial.
Yeah, I hear it now.
Yeah.
I feel like we're gonna get on the wrong side of big paranormal. They're gonna come after us.
They're making fun of us. We've already had multiple communities come after us. Just like they're making fun of our community. What was that? One was like the dreaming community. One was the ASMR community. Which I don't know why. I love ASMR. One was
oh man, we still should have done our dreaming thing.
The like imaginary friend community. There's a couple other ones.
We should make a show about imaginary friends dreaming in ASMR.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
Imaginary friend Waldo. I'm gonna help you out.
I'm gonna just drink this soda.
As I make pancakes.
I want to tap on this jug right now. I'm also imaginary, remember that.
And this is a dream.
In your head. You're sleeping right now.
But if you realize that you can control it,
then later we can have sex. All right, true story. So like 2 days ago I was on 4chan, which by the way, I love 4chan. It's crazy.
All right.
And this guy was talking, there was a dream topic. And this guy was talking about how he like forces himself to have sex dreams.
Right.
All right, so all right. First off, he learned how to control himself in his dreams.
Yeah, lucid dreaming.
Yeah, so he learned how to do that. And then he basically told everyone like the 12 steps in order to make yourself have a sex dream. And he's like, every night I do that, and every night in my dreams I control my sex dreams. And I was like, this is the creepiest epic thing to ever admit to anywhere. I control my sex dreams. Like, all right, well, you're a crazy person.
He's on his way to far beyond virtual reality.
He's like, every night I go to bed super horny, and my sex dreams are amazing. It's like, oh, okay. Great. Good for you, buddy.
I bet if you followed his 12-step program, you know what? You'd probably be hooked.
I bet I would. I bet it sounds like a lot of work. Sounds like a lot of work. I'd rather just sleep. I don't know. I'd rather just sleep. That sounds like a lot of trouble to me. Yeah, so that's I feel like we've just wasted 30 minutes of people's lives.
I mean, we usually do. Hold on.
That's true.
We can power through all the segments.
But more so today.
Let's power through all the segments because I already picked out a new story.
Okay. Let's go to Traffic Conversation. This guy with the Crendor. How's that driving down there?
Traffic's gonna say we got Stylon Gluteum and he's driving his car down there. Nice car you got there, Stylon.
Are you done?
Yeah, he's just driving a car. I'm already back in the studio.
Oh, all right. Hey, Crendor, now let's go over to the weather desk. How's that weather?
Weather today, I don't know. Whoppy activated 52452. No results.
Damn technology.
Whoppy, what's close to that?
Redirecting.
Redirecting. Wheatland, Iowa. 80 degrees Fahrenheit. 58 degrees Fahrenheit tonight. Thursday, 79 degrees Fahrenheit. Scattered thunderstorms.
So ominous, Whoppy.
Error, Iowa, Idaho, unsure.
What? All right,
hold
great.
on.
Good to know.
He doesn't know the difference between the Iowa and Idaho abbreviations.
I feel like we should have our computer looked at if that's the case.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to tweak them a bit.
That seems like user error. All right, and sports.
That's what he gets for traveling to England. Sports. Oh yeah, football starts tomorrow. Not like, Europe football, like American football.
Did you see that the Patriots have been like basically accused of cheating forever?
Yeah, pretty much.
Which is amazing because everyone knew that, but all right.
Yeah, everybody already knew that, but it was just kind of like, whatever.
Now it's confirmed they are horrible cheats.
Yeah, and then Tom Brady was supposed to be suspended 4 games, but the judge was just
But the judge somehow was like, no, he's cool.
Apparently after that he was like, I got him on my fantasy team. So that explains a lot. But NFL season opens tomorrow night, Thursday, Pittsburgh, New England.
Yeah, that game will be awful for Pittsburgh. As a Pittsburgh fan, I hate New England passionately.
But Pittsburgh could win. New England lost like all their secondary as an NFL statistic person.
That's true, but Pittsburgh has been just awful. Just awful.
Yeah. But
So we'll see what
it's a new
happens.
year.
It's a new year.
Everybody's
new year,
got
new
hope.
start.
Oh, yeah. Also, remember the guy with like 3 fingers, Jason Pierre-Paul?
Yeah.
Apparently he was like, I'm going to play. And they're like, all right. And they just examined his hand yesterday to see if they should sign him. And they were like, go home and rest. Which means like his hand is still effed up. So not sure if he's going to play.
Well, I mean, he blew off his fingers.
Yeah.
So
Man,
there you
put a
go.
cast
Don't be a
on
dummy,
it.
kids.
Just put a cast on it. You can go out there.
Just put a cast on it.
Tape it up. Band-Aid.
All right, and what is our big news story of the day?
Big news story of the day. Florida man arrested for allegedly masturbating at Burger King.
I like the allegedly part.
Allegedly.
Nobody
First off,
knows for sure.
the picture makes it better. There's the picture.
Oh, no.
So.
That guy has the eyes of a man who doesn't know what's happening.
He does. Florida man faces indecent exposure charges after allegedly exposing his hot dog at the home of the Whopper.
Good news writing. Good.
Jefferson King, 33, was arrested Thursday after a customer at a West Palm Beach Burger King reportedly saw him playing with his sex organ at a seat near the restrooms. The woman told police when she asked King what he was doing, he replied, "What? I'm playing with my penis." That is quote for quote.
Yes, he is.
It is exactly what he said. The woman then complained
What?
to the manager, who asked
I mean, he is being truthful.
Yeah.
He told her exactly what he was doing. He didn't lie. He didn't try to cover it up. He was blunt, yes, but the man told the truth.
It's like, you stupid, that's what I'm doing.
I'm playing with my penis.
The woman then complained to the manager, who asked King to leave. However, King allegedly refused to move from his seat and kept playing with his genitalia. Officers were called to the scene when they questioned
I want to
King.
know how long this took, because that man might have some legendary stamina if he was there for a while.
Yeah, he must have been going a while. Like,
He's also, what kind of level of jerking are we talking here? Are we talking like a quick hander, or are we talking Jamaican? What kind of level of jerk?
and, like, what was he looking at? Like,
Probably the Burger King. He's like, yeah, that smile.
King was taken to the Palm Beach County Jail, booked on one count of indecent exposure. He was released on Friday after posting a $1,000 bond, but not before posing for a very memorable mugshot.
Yes, that is memorable. All right.
That is, it is memorable. I mean, the other article I was going to do is weird people find love quicker, but...
Well, that's true, because they're willing to settle more.
Yeah. Like
You love me? Oh, my God. All right, sure, I'm in.
They're like, we're curious to see exactly the definition of normal, but whatever, let's get weird. I also feel like too many people are trying to get, like, weird to be cool, because, like, people are like, yeah, weird and nerdy is the new cool. It's like,
Don't even get me started on YouTube. That's all it is anymore.
it's true.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm totally weird. I have a pink strand in my hair. I'm so crazy, guys.
I went to the grocery store and I purchased an alternate coffee today. Or not my normal coffee.
I'm so weird.
So weird.
Or the occasional, like, I love donuts. I eat like 4 donuts today. I'm so weird. Oh, God, you're so strange.
I didn't do my homework for 3 days straight. It's like,
Oh.
I didn't do my homework, like, ever. Look at me now.
Yep. All right, that's it. Thank you so much for listening. We'll be back with another episode shortly. And as always, to be continued.